was 17, a sophomore at Rockbridge High School, I was taking 2 of my wrestling teammates home from practice. Mm-hmm. And we got hit head on by a drunk driver in a station wagon. And my 2 friends I had with me, Julian, he was in the back seat of my car sleeping, and he didn't have his seatbelt on. So he flew forward and suffered a broken hip and had a pin put into his hip. But he healed fully. After high school, he moved to St. Louis and played semi-pro football as a lineman for like 10 years, so physically he's all right. And my other friend, Manziel, my 119-pound wrestler, he put his seatbelt on and he didn't get hurt. But as for me, I didn't have on my seatbelt and I got hurt the worst. I received a traumatic brain injury, TBI, and you usually die due to swelling of your brain. And mine did swell real bad. So the doctors had to cut and remove over half of my skull flap.
Oh, wow.
Skull bone, and take out my skull for 6 months. And for 39 days of which I remained in a coma, hooked up to life support. And that was definitely the toughest 5 weeks of my parents' life, not knowing if life support would keep me alive or not.
Hi, my name is Tabitha, and this is my mom, Yvonne. It's her song Bear. And I got hit by a drunk driver December 5th of 2015 and got a TBI, which is a traumatic brain injury.
December 4th of 2015, the night before her incident, it was a Friday night. Tabitha and my 2 other daughters and their significant others were all at my house, and we had put up my Christmas tree, and this was Tabitha's first year to live on her own. I'd given her an extra Christmas tree, lights, decorations, and after we got done putting up my tree, eating supper and all that, she went home, which she actually lived 2 doors down the street from me, and put up her Christmas tree. About 10 o'clock that night, she came running down. She'd forgot something at my house, and she says, "Mom, my tree's so pretty." And that's actually the last words I ever heard her say in her normal speaking voice. I did not know when she left my house, her and some friends were going out bowling that night. And on their way home from bowling, she got T-boned at the intersection of Campbell and Sunset. She had the flashing yellow. Our offender had the flashing red. He never touched his brakes. She got T-boned and ended up having to be cut out by the jaws of life and got sent to the hospital. I was the mom that got that call that said, "Tabitha's been in an accident, you might need to get here." Once I arrived, we found out that her injuries were she broke her right clavicle, 3 right ribs, she broke her transverse process fracture in her back, she had 4 fractures in her pelvis, she ruptured her bladder, ruptured her spleen, lost her appendix, and the doctor said that's not the worst of it. He said she's got a basal line skull fracture and a severe traumatic brain injury, and there's evidence she may never wake up. They took her off to emergency surgery. She did wake up, but before that, within a day's time, they started telling me that I might need to pull life support because she had minimal brain activity, and they didn't think she was going to make it. Long story short, she did make it. Life has changed drastically for us that day 10 years ago.
So, if you could speak directly to a teen who thinks it won't happen to me, what would you want them to hear?
Well, I was that same teen. Just like Penny, my dear friend Penny, who's paralyzed from here down, was the same, had the same. I don't know if we all do that, but we thought it would never happen to us. But it's a very big injury, and it happens to a lot of small communities with all the rural routes and the rural roads. And my best advice is to not to let it happen to you or your family. Remind everyone to buckle up, to obey the speed limit, to arrive alive and be safe.
Please don't drink and drive. It's not safe and it won't get you any further than you are.